We are going to enter into a period where the data is confusing for the Fed because we'll have a floor in the realized inflation data as a function of the tariffs that presumably are going to be rolled out over the course of the next several quarters. And that's going to make it very difficult for the Fed to get back to normal.
Do you have a magnitude adjustment of the tariff in that, well, I guess we could, the line now is going to ramp in tariffs, but does Ian Lyngen make a distinction between 3%-ish all-in tariffs versus the magnitude the president's talking about? Those are two different stories, right?
They're two entirely different stories. However, I think the most important aspect is whether or not it's gradual or a one-off adjustment. Because if it's a one-off adjustment, the Fed's going to look at that and say, that's a tax on the consumer, let's move forward. If it's gradually brought in, which I can appreciate from a political perspective, you want to take the sticker shock out of higher prices, but that's an environment where the Fed's going to struggle to really break down the difference between true demand-side inflation and tariff-related inflation.
Because of the backdrop, and you were mentioning about the new administration coming in Washington under President Donald Trump, how is the market and the economy different now when he first was taken in 2017 versus what we're seeing at this point? And what does the bond market tell us about the direction of inflation in the economy?
Well, it is a decidedly different world than it was in the beginning of 2017 when he first took the presidency or took over. But what we did see is what we are seeing is a inflationary trend that's higher on average, but moderating versus where it was a couple of years ago. We have a decidedly lower unemployment rate and the perception that we're in a Goldilocks economy that's going to continue in perpetuity. Now, that's a different departure point. One observation I will make, though, is that a lot of the Trump-related trade war initiatives that he put in place during his first presidency were not wholesale unwound. A lot of the tariffs persisted. A lot of that protectionism was already or is still in place, and so we're starting that process from a higher plateau, which does have more potentially negative ramifications for the global economy.